What's up, guys? Welcome back to another Front Office Football 9 video here. We've got our Las Vegas Raiders series. Working through a 7-10 season in the last video. Haven't quite made it over the hump after our first off season with the team. And now we're entering our second here. And this, just getting a look at where the roster's at right now. And this could be a big turning point. I know it's only 2026, but this could be a big turning point in in this playthrough, in this challenge. Could be quite a bit of a game changer, and we'll get into that in a second. But we just have we have some big decisions to make this off season, especially with who to re-sign on our own team. We have a lot of picks to throw around, possibly use in the draft or maybe for a trade or something. I don't know. We'll have to get a look and see what things are looking like. Let's first start. I always like to look at the scores that we got. Roster score got an 18 last year, so a little bit better, but the performance obviously was not there. All right, let's jump into stadium plan. We already know Vegas' stadium, pretty new, one of the newest. Ticket prices going down. Uh-oh. Staff retention. The only one to really look at here is AJ. And I would like to keep everybody on my staff right now. And then I would like to, pretty sure I'd like to bring back AJ, right? Yeah, there's not many better than him right now, so I would like to bring back AJ. Okay, just a quick staff check here. Patrick Graham looking great. Love him as a head coach. Junior for offense. Otis for defense. And Ricardo as our assistant coach. He's offensive focus. He is a receiver focus as well, so missing Debo for quite a bit last year. We definitely, addressing the receiver position is something we're gonna have to do this off season for sure. Let's see what the draft class looks like. Ooh, stud quarterback at the top here. Ooh, baby. Ran a 4.4. There's a few stud quarterbacks at the top, but this guy, 9.8 grade, that's really high. Where are we at here? At 9. Whoa. I'm wondering if we should be trading up to 1. Is that possible? It's always possible. It's just a matter of what you're willing to incur. We have stacked up a lot of picks over the next couple seasons, especially in the first couple of days. Just looking at this year, we have 2 seconds and 3/4, 2/5 as well. Next year we have 2 seconds, 3/3. We've got a lot of picks to move around. What would Carolina be willing to do for that first overall pick? Do they have a quarterback? They do not. So we would give up a first, a fourth, and a third to move up. Oh, a first next year. They don't even want our first this year. Why? They instead want our 2027? I do feel like that's a no-brainer. I don't know why that seems like too low of an asking price. They should be asking for multiple firsts, in my opinion. Well, it's just to move up from 10 to 1, but just looking at what's out there right now. Yeah, this guy looks like Oh, he's got some elbow problems though. Huh. Okay. But I mean, even where are the weaknesses here? Accuracy and touch for Terrence. Wow. But he's still though. Look at like the athletic score is pretty crazy. These guys are all like Browns in Denver. Literally just a 2028 pick. All they want is our first rounder 2 years from now? Nah, that makes no sense, dude. I'm mind blown right now. And Terrence Caudill. To get up to 3. This is the most realistic one. It would take 2 seconds. And our 9th overall pick. But yeah, I mean, I would like to I would like to get the first overall pick so that we can get that top quarterback. I mean, and I'm willing to give up our 4th round pick this year and a 3rd rounder next year because we have 3 of them. So yeah, I'm doing that. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. Okay. Franchise deadline. Minshew 72 million. Okay, so now to our own roster here. Well, we already know what we're doing with Gardner Minshew. We're not going to be re-signing him. He's a 55 overall, but yeah, like 12 and 8. It's just an 88 rating. You know, could have been a lot better. That's what I'll say. Um, Jaren Hall. This guy we signed because Gardner Minshew got hurt. He'd cost nothing to bring back. I'm willing to hang around with Jaren Hall for a minute. See how that continues to play out. Orlando Dotson at running back. Clyde Edwards-Helaire we got back. What would Dotson cost? Too much. Too much. We'll let him walk. We got a few tight ends. Probably let Tucker Fisk walk because he was really banged up. I don't think we need to bring back any of those guys. Did somebody retire? I don't know who it would have been. Somebody retired though. We only have 5 receivers. Do we have a couple? We had a couple of split ends on this roster. I don't know what happened to them. Hold on a second. Where is transactions log? Keenan Allen retired. Okay, that's right. Forgot we had Keenan Allen. That was okay. So then we have Jorge Britton. Yeah, he's fine. We need some receivers pretty badly right now, so I'm willing to keep him on for another year for $1 million. We're probably gonna end up trying to acquire a receiver. We know we have the first overall pick. We should be doing whatever we can to make this situation as easy as possible for that new quarterback. We're going to be making this situation real comfy. I'll tell you that. Looking at offensive line, Mitch Heiga. Not much to bring him back, but I'm almost wondering if we need to make a different move. I'm wondering if Mitchell Paget needs to move over to center. It's either him or Carlos and Aaron Banks. Mitchell is the lightest. 6'6" though. Hmm. But if he's as good at guard as he is at center, or good at center as he is at guard, or he has that much potential, he could be, that's where we want him. I think having Mason Cole in a backup spot would make a lot more sense. But I don't want to also destroy this future potential right here. Like Aaron Banks is a little bit older. What would he be at center? About above. I don't think we need to worry about this right at this moment, but we're gonna have to do some moving around here because we got too much going on at guard. That's looking great right now. We got a lot of tackles. Probably something we'll want to do is bring in a legit tackle by a free agency or something. Our punter and kicker. I would be willing to bring back both of these guys. We're going to have a little bit of money knowing our quarterback situation. We could always back out. It's not a ton of committed dollars. This Max Crosby situation's interesting because he's a 57 overall. We could save 19 mil this year by getting rid of him. How old is he again? 28. Tyree Wilson, we gotta end up giving some money to. Okay. Kenneth Soler. You could find an undrafted free agent to take his spot. Ricky Higgins. have a couple of decent D tackles here that we don't really need to be paying Higgins $2 million here. Let's see. Let's see if we could trade him. Yeah, Carolina. For a 5th rounder. Minnesota for a 3rd swap and a 5th. Denver. A 4th swap and a 7th. All right, I think I'm good with just the Carolina 5th. That's fine. Okay. Derek Barnes, Otis Reese. Otis Reese not really providing much. We figured out the other linebacker spots to an extent. But Dre Greenlaw took a big step back last year. Okay. Sam Pereno. What's he gonna cost? A few mil to keep a decent player like that around. I'd be into that potentially. Just be super deep at corner. Akeem Tyler. It costs nothing. Yeah. Oh, we'd be having negative cap if we signed him. Where are we at right now? 1 million in space. Okay. Okay. Noted. Noted. All right, so we got our biggest save right now. I mean, as if it wasn't any more obvious. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And there's some other stuff out here that we could really hyperanalyze, but this is the biggest one here. I wonder if he has a trade market. I don't think he does. I don't think Max Crosby has a trade market. No. So I think we probably need to axe this contract. Thinking about it here, because we're at about 1 mil. We have 28 mil to pay out in draft picks. And part of that is because we have the 9th overall pick as well. Yeah, we have 4 of the first 45 picks or so. Okay. And it doesn't get any less from there. Trade back, but that's not really going to do much for us anyway. Okay. Yeah, I mean, 28 mil in draft picks. I think we could probably use some of this money. Especially to like sign a few contracts early potentially and Yeah. It's an important spot to be releasing somebody at the end, but it's just really not worth the money. 27. Tyree Wilson. We could sign him out to 2030. We would lose about 8 mil in cap space though this year. But like the end though, you know? Maybe we wait until we see what happens in the draft for that. Dre Greenlaw's another one. Yeah, there's probably a few more of these contracts that we could just like do we just axe the Dre Greenlaw thing? Like save ourselves a couple mil. We're just nickel and diming at that point, but like do we trade away Jackie Caceres or even Colin Sartori? So he's gonna be requiring another 6 or 7 mil next season. So do we get rid of that early and then backfill? Possibly. Possibly. These are a couple things that we could do for sure. Herb Lang is looking for he's got 2 mil this year right now. No, that's crazy. I know at one point, you know, we needed some linebacker depth, but we got to pinch a little bit, you know? Mason Cole. Wouldn't mind having him in a backup role, but it's a lot of money to have for a backup center. There's a lot of guys that were paying like 2 mil or so. Yeah, Herb Lang is probably one that we could let that rock. Save ourselves a couple mil. I don't know that we could really get all that active in free agency just looking at how this is all set up. Thinking. I'm thinking here. Yeah, one of these it feels like we have some feels like we have some trades to make in here. Possibly a Nate Hobbs to free up a few bucks. He's now 26. Let's do that. Pittsburgh. Whoops. Yeah. Okay. Swap up for a third this year and get a fourth as well. Okay, Cincinnati. We give a fourth next year, get a third this year, and a fifth next year. Okay. As if we don't have enough picks in the first couple days. Let's just see what Minnesota has too. third swap, and get a fourth. This one we give up a fifth and get a fourth this year and a sixth next year. What was that Cincinnati one again? Give up a fourth for a third and a fifth. I kind of like the Carolina one the best. What's Chicago got? Fifth swap for a fourth. Okay. We have a late fifth for a fourth this year. And then pick up a sixth as well. Versus fifth for a fourth and a sixth, or fourth for a third and a fifth. I feel like this makes the most sense, right? Cincinnati. Yeah, let's do that. Save some more money, pick up some more picks. Sheesh, how many? We're approaching 30 mil in draft capital or draft cap this year. Sheesh. Got 25 in space right now. Okay. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 picks. 13 picks this year. 13 picks. And we have 41 players on the roster right now. Okay. This does give us the space to get a deal down with Tyree Wilson. Who's pretty good. It's right here. So yeah, I feel like 15-ish mil for a top 20 D end. I feel like that's a pretty good deal. I'm gonna lock that up. Let's keep him around for the rest of the series here. All right. So now we got about 17 mil to work with. The other guys that we're looking at locking up possibly Colin Sartori, Michael Meyer, and Dre Greenlaw. Clyde Edwards-Helaire. All these guys I could see not coming back. At this point, I might be looking to trade all three of these players. At this point, I don't really want to commit that money to Colin. We already have another D tackle in place. Michael Meyer, he was really good last year. But I don't want to commit this money to Michael Meyer when we have a tight end in place as well. And then Dre Greenlaw, he's not going to cost a lot to bring back. So we might as well just keep him on the roster. Probably not much of a trade market anyway. But yeah, Brock Bowers is better. I think I'd like to see what we got here with Michael Meyer. We get a 4th round back and a 7th for a 5th. Fourth swap for a 6th. Third swap and a 7th. Nothing super enticing. It's an expiring contract, so I think get a 4th next year. And a 7th this year. I'd almost wait until the trade deadline, I think, for that one. Maybe the same thing for Colin. I think we have enough for now. Okay. And then as far as the rest of this roster, I might get Sam Pereno back here. A couple mil over the next few years. Keep that corner room deep. Sammy Finch. Gonna cost absolutely nothing to bring him back. Really good special teams player. Cool. All right, I think we can get into regular free agency. Do we have any money to spend in regular free agency right now? We have 14 million, so not really. We're gonna have to pretty much bet on the draft unless we trade for somebody. Because we have a lot of picks. And I think as long as we're not trading our first overall pick, I think that's fine. The one is definitely offensive tackle. I think would be something to heavily consider bringing in, either offensive tackle or defensive end. But it's probably gonna cost a lot to get a defensive end, I would think. Expiring contract, Joe Alt. That's next year, I guess. Expiring contract, Laramie Tunsil. Pretty hefty price tag. We'd probably be looking at Joe Alt. He's gonna be, yeah, impossible to bring over. Quentin Pawlowski, red flag character. Okay. Talise Fuaga. Talise Fuaga. Wonder what he would cost. And the Saints were a really bad team last year. Let's go to the Saints here. Whoops, I'm dragging in the wrong spot. Be our 9th overall pick, a 13th overall pick. In the 2nd round. And then a 5th rounder in 2028 we get back. I love this trade, actually. I actually love this trade. Not a superb pass blocker, but we get a bona fide tackle. We don't have to guess at 9. Take a need off our plate by giving up 2 picks. We still have a 2nd rounder. So we get our quarterback at 1, a 2nd rounder, 2 thirds, 2 fourths, lots of darts left. Lots of darts left. And we get a bona fide left tackle on a rookie contract for 2 more years. Yeah, I think I'm down with that. We give them some draft capital. We go out and fill a need. And now we have a freaking offensive line here for our quarterback. And then we'll extend him next season, next offseason. Okay. Now we have how much space? We have 19 mil in space now. We added a little bit of cap space with that, in a sense. Okay. We have the least amount in the league, obviously, but we have the most players on our roster right now. Our active roster size right now, 44. Okay. So I think I'm good with this. I think I'm good with this where this is at. And we can go through the draft and see what we end up filling in here. But I think we're very much, depending on how good this quarterback actually is, I think we're going to be in a spot where we're looking pretty competitive. Um, there's still a couple of parts of this that I'm still a little bit like. We got Deebo Samuel here as our best receiver. He's 30 years old. I feel like that's just waiting to fall off a cliff right now, and we're paying him 16 mil. Considering I've got Monra is available, 26 years old, and Monra St. Brown. And he only wants 13 mil. I know he's a slot receiver, but quarterback friendly. I'd much rather pay. I think I'd rather. I think I'm gonna cut Deebo. He's idolized. We only had him for one season. Didn't work out. I don't want this guy to age out and then all of a sudden we're stuck with Deebo. I'd rather let's just free up the 17 mil now and replace that with a young receiver. And actually, I don't think we need to do that right at this moment. We have we have 19 mil in space right now, so we could go and get one of these guys. Amon-Ra, Nico. Both of them, I think, would be great. Yep, we're gonna get the receiver of the future here for our guy. Whoever comes in, they could start their chemistry from scratch. Deebo is basically a brand new receiver in the room right now. Like, so we're not tied to him right now. So I'd rather go after one of those guys. Let's get the top receiver in the market. Really bolster that room, and then we can cut ties with Deebo. And I think that's my final move here. So let's look at the free agency overview. And just pray that... Oh, yes, we get a Monra. Okay. We get a Monra. Debo... I wonder if Debo even has a market here. He does. Want to send him to New Orleans here? Let's see. Ooh. Get a third rounder. Or sorry, we send a third rounder. We get a second back. And a seventh. We pick up an extra pick. In the second. We get another second rounder? I'm totally down with that. What about Tampa? We give up a fifth for a third and a fifth. Oh. Detroit. Third for a second and a fifth. A third for a second and a seventh. So the Detroit offers the best right now. Right, what was Tampa again? Fifth for a third and a fifth. So basically just a third. It's not bad. Either Tampa or Detroit right now. Fourth for a third and a sixth. No. It's a third for a second. A seventh for a fourth and a fifth. Hmm. What about the Rams? A seventh for a fourth and a fifth. Hmm. Third. That's, yeah, that actually seems like the better one right now. Tampa. And then Detroit was the other one. It's a late second for third. We'll go with this Tampa offer. We basically swap fifths and then grab a third round pick. A pretty solid third round pick too. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. All right, cool. So just like that, we're back up to 21 mil in space. We just swapped in Amonra for Debo. We got 3 years younger and picked up some picks. I love that. I mean, all for it, especially when we're bringing in a new quarterback. It's not even worth it. Like, there's no established chemistry. So whoever we bring in today, it's going to be the one. 26 years old. Perfect timeline to be with our quarterback of the future here. So, okay. With all that being said, I think this is where we land here. This is I don't know that we go much deeper with this. Like defensive end, we can go and toss out just see if we can grab a starter type thing. Just a run stopper and Gross Matos. Milton Williams, just a pass rusher. So put us at 12 mil. So put us at... Yeah, I think either of these guys would be pretty solid for what we were... I mean, it'd be an upgrade from Crosby. Crosby, he only wants 3 million right now, Crosby, to come back. And he's what? 28 now? Even that I'd be fine with. If we just brought back Max Crosby on way less money. Obviously, we're still paying him dead cap money, so it's like, whatever, but like... My guy, Yatur, is just gonna set the edge. I mean, I don't have a problem with that. Milton Williams. Fine with that. I mean, Max Crosby's still 28. I mean, I'll throw a few mil his way just to come back. And I'll throw a contract Milton Williams way. Just to have somebody at the end. Milton Williams it is, okay. Alright. This is 58. I guess I'd probably would rather have been one of the other guys, but probably would have rather been one of the other guys for sure. That's all right though. He's 26. Give us 3 years of something. We can figure out if we don't end up getting a D end in the draft, then we have a thing. We have a thing at the end. And it's easy to move on from this contract, especially like next year. So, can save like 9 mil, 10 mil in the next 2 seasons. So, easy to move on from. All right, cool. Very good. All right, I think that pretty much concludes it now. We are at 12 mil in space. Give us some room to get some undrafted free agents after the draft. Got all our picks and stuff. Let's get to our 5th year extensions here. Nothing. All right. We know what's next. It's draft prep day. Thanks for watching, guys. We're going to be taking our franchise quarterback in the next episode. Pick 1-1. Generational quarterback drafts according to the grades. Let's get to it. Thanks for watching. Peace.